Hey, good afternoon, Justice Warriors. Oh my goodness, choking on my coffee. Hold on one sec. Not to ask you to wait any longer. Thank you so much for your patience. I was waiting until there was 11 here, Fred Field. It's say 10 waiting. So thank you so much for joining me. I'm really excited to be on live over the weekend. It's kind of impossible to get on live over the weekend because you guys know I have a very large family, so there's a ton of activity. Um, everybody got sick except me, knock on wood. Uh, so it's not as lively around here as it usually is. Hopefully we won't have any dogs barking or knocking things over or me knocking things over. So the lighting's all different. It's kind of fun. I got my crystal ball here, a red crystal ball. So we'll get into the future. Let me say hello to everybody popping in and out to see she was ready. I know, I apologize. It's like I set the time a couple hours early for what was it, 11:30, I think. And I thought that's plenty of time. And then, of course, I lose track of time and it's almost time and I haven't gotten anywhere close to it. So then I changed it to 11:30. I think I went from 11:30 to noon and then noon to noon 15. And now it's 12:34. We're here. Okay. So you guys, I have some ideas I really want to kick into the arena to share with you guys. And of course, there's a doggy scratching at the door. Let me start out with my normal. Everything I say is simply my opinion, simply for the sake of hoping to start a conversation, open up a discussion, learn something, be educational, get educated. And my videos are all made specifically for YouTube, which is an entertainment platform. So here we are, ready to learn, right? Heavenly Cloud says, hello, Justice Warriors and everybody. Yeah, it's so nice to see you guys over the weekend. I love it because I can't make it until Monday. I really can't. I just have to get a fix sometime between Friday and Monday. So calm down. I'm excited. Let me spit out these ideas that I have for you guys and then we'll kick them around and share. How about that? There's a few of them. Don't be offended, please. I put up 3 or so community posts, I think Friday night and maybe yesterday. And a couple of people were so offended by the one, I think it's the last one, where I have 5 photographs of the beautiful young ladies from the Idaho 4, the 2 survivors and 2 of the non-survivors. And a couple of people kind of flipped out and were like, oh my God, you can't say that. Young girls are pretty and they take pretty pictures and you're being horrible. And, screw off. I mean, young girls are pretty and they do take a lot of photos and it's fine for them to take as provocative of a photo as they want. What's not fine is, you guys know, stuff on the internet, right? That's not fine. It's not safe. It's not okay. You know that my whole theory is that probably, if not most likely, if not definitely, possibly. I have a question about the sororities making money off of these sorority sisters only fan pages. And I'm just telling you, Google sororities and OnlyFans and see what you think, because I didn't want to Google it. I don't believe everything I see on Google, but Google is all about it. So, Google lies sometimes, honestly, truly. I'm not really making a joke, although I do make a lot of jokes about Google lying because we all rely on Google. But, anyway, I'm not going to preach about that. I thought you were waiting for 12:36, scammy. Oh, Susan, you are so clever. This is why I love you guys. So smart. LOL, do not get offended. I know, Heavenly Clouds, you made a nice comment in there. And these people that were being all crazy offended, I was obviously you've never watched my channel because you would know what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about shaming these gorgeous young women for taking adorable, flirty photographs, like, yeah, that's totally cool. You just want to be careful who you show them to, right? And if you're making money off of it, if you decide that you want to do that, your university or sorority shouldn't be pimping you out, which is what I'm saying and what I'm trying not to say, because I don't want them to come after me, right? But that's seriously what it is. If the sororities are doing that, and Google pretty much says that they do and are, and that it's like prolific, the sororities are pimping out their freaking college kids. And if the universities know that the sororities are doing this, and how much do the sororities split with the university, then you got your universities pimping out their freaking students. And then the whole MF needs to be shut down. Like, it's a slippery slope. It quickly goes into completely illegal crap, you guys. Deep breath. Okay, so these are some of the ideas that I really wanted to share with you guys, and I'm not kidding you. I can't believe I've never thought of this. I don't know if anybody else has. Tell me. The police department not processing the scene as quickly as possible. You know, when the sergeant and the corporal got there at 4:00, they put in their report that the state crime scene investigators were prepping to get ready to process. So nothing was processed until 4 hours later, you guys. That's gross. That's obscene. That's absurd. That's allowing the destruction and the decomposition of the evidence. Like, that's intentional. And it also harkens back to 9 years ago, almost 9 years ago. You guys remember Michael Brown in Ferguson, the 18-year-old that was shot in the street and left laying in the street for 8 hours? 8 hours laying in the street without any privacy curtains up or anything. That was a message. That was to humiliate. That was intentional. That was disgusting. That was beyond reason. Middle of the street, 8 hours. 4 hours inside of the house, it's quite comparable, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. Right? Everything I say is just my opinion, simply for the sake of conversation. Okay. I hope it's brought up Brian's trail. Hey, Van Life Adventures. Congratulations, girlfriend. You got a huge shout out, you guys. If you haven't seen Van Life Adventures, who did that amazing 3D animation that I put up in my community post immediately after she did it and Crime Circus showcased it, then I put it up. And now she's done a more advanced one. And Ashley Banfield had it on News Nation a couple of days ago, you guys. Congratulations to Van Life Adventures. You are exploding, no doubt. And you will hopefully be cashing in too. So very cool. And it's a phenomenal, I liked the first 3D animation. The second one is even more phenomenal, in my opinion. Elizabeth Peters says, just got here. Agree. I think something fishy is going on with the sororities. Hello, Elizabeth Peters and everybody. Annie Ruler made it. Woohoo. And Van Life Adventures, Open Mind Perspective says, thank you. You guys check out her channel if you haven't yet. I don't remember how many subs you had when Crime Circus put up that 3D video, but I immediately subbed. And I think it was under 100, I want to say. And then it was going higher. And I checked right after the Ashley Banfield thing. I think it was around 400, if I'm right. But I bet you it's well over 1,000 by now. I don't know. But prepare yourself, because it kind of messes with your head at first. It did me when I went from under 1,000 to a couple of thousand. I was like, whoa. And it's nice to keep your feet on the ground, keep your bearings, and celebrate it. You're doing really good work. So thank you for doing that. And I'm just so happy that you've gotten that recognition. It's well deserved. And I forget who helped you with that last one. If you want to mention their name to kick them some credit too, please go ahead. Okay, so there's that, right? Um, so a lot of discussion over on Justice. J is for Justice. You guys know I love her channel, and she's doing some great work too. She just has a lot of discussion, a lot of thoughtful discussion, and a lot of information. So, some people on her live, I think on Friday, were saying that they suspected that the time frame of the crimes on November 13th was actually between 3 and 4 a.m. the way law enforcement had it before they switched their time frame. And I have to say that I agree. I think that these things like the DoorDash delivery and the dog barking and the cars turning around, all those things happening, I think they're trying to throw off the timeline, you guys. I really do. I really think that everybody could well have been done and dusted before 4. And then things start at 4. Again, what is it with 4? 4 people? For when you add 1 and 3 for the 13th, 4 a.m. with the DoorDash, 4 a.m. with the crime, 4 a.m. with something else, and then 4 p.m. with the lead finally arriving. Okay, I got a couple more things I'm going to kick out, and then we can buckle down and start to talk to them, talk about them, address them, talk to them, right? As you can see, I'm super excited. Okay, I just think that it's suspicious. It's suspicious to me that Dylan now says that she's phoned all of her roommates when she was concerned because she heard the whisper of somebody's here, and she heard the whimpering, the crying, the it's okay, I'm going to help you. So she called all of her roommates, right? Did any of them answer? I mean, Bethany was still breathing. She could have answered. There's no recognition of if she even called Bethany. It just says that she called all of her roommates. So that would include Bethany. We still don't really know if Bethany was home or not, although the story is that she was home and asleep on the first floor and she heard nothing. Sounds impossible to me. The same noises that Dylan would have heard upstairs above her head, thinking that it was Kaylee playing with Murphy, are the same types of noises that Bethany would have been hearing with Xana and Ethan, you guys. Okay, a few more ideas. Let's see. It's incomplete because of the timeline, and Van Life gave the name of the person that she worked with on that last 3D thing. How do you say that? As AZGE industry. AZGE industry? Okay. That's my best shot. I'm still waiting for justice for Kylie. I wonder if it'll ever happen. I chuckled at the higher power dumped massive snow on Donner Pass and Truckee. Message to them. Oh, hello, Alistair Grant. Phones could have been on airplane mode. Okay, so a couple more ideas I want to kick out and then discuss, right? Let's see. Wrong page. I got my book all full, you guys. I'm on my very last page already. So I'm reiterating this. The girls getting a lot of attention at the bar. That is key. That was said so many times by law enforcement at the outset. Remember, James Fry kept saying, oh, the girls were getting a lot of attention at the bar. Like, that's a no-brainer. You don't need to even say that. Of course they were. They're girls, and it's a bar, and they're beautiful, and it's a bar, and guys are there, and they're going to give them attention. Like, it was like he was trying to cancel it out. He was trying to temper it. So they were getting a lot of attention because people were watching them, because, in my opinion, people were keeping tabs on them. So James Fry, was he there? Is he the man without a face? He was allegedly out of town the next day. He was allegedly out of town when it happened, which is why I don't know when he first showed up to the crime scene, if it was late Sunday or early Monday, but out of town, what a coincidence, especially if he was in that photograph, that still shot of the video surveillance and him talking to Atom and Hoodie Guy, or Jack Showalter, if that is indeed Jack Showalter. And so here's another one. Okay, let's see. One of Kylie's pictures we saw is not Kylie. Saw it on Squirrels on Fire. Interesting. I'll have to check that out. Heavenly Clouds. Interesting. Can't put it in text, but Dylan has a bit to explain. Totally. Okay, so this is the other thing. Are you guys ready? Are you sitting down? Do you have your coffee? This might make your head spin. It's just a what if. It's totally a what if. I'm not accusing nobody of nothing. What if the criminal defendant had been hired for that assistantship by the Pullman Police Department, the one that they say that they don't have any record of whether or not he was offered the position, that they have no documentation. And that's their story, and they're sticking to it. And that position started on August 22nd, you guys. What if the criminal defendant had been hired and was working for them from August 22nd? And what a coincidence that the first time he was pulled over in Moscow, do you remember the date? I know you guys do. Pop quiz, August 21st. So if he had been hired by the Pullman PD and he was excited to start, and they said part of your job is that you're going to go check out Moscow a few times. I'm not accusing nobody of nothing. I'm just saying, what if? Anything's possible. So if he was excited to start and August 22nd wasn't coming fast enough, but he went ahead and cruised on by and got pulled over. In my concept of this, the Pullman PD is not working alone. They're in cahoots with Moscow and with Wazoo. They all work together. I mean, that is only logical in an area that small, right? It's seriously, only logical. So the people that pulled him over might have just basically been saying hi, maybe saying, we're keeping an eye on you, maybe acquainting themselves. I don't know. I just find it curious that the first date on record in the Moscow PD that I know of, and you can correct me if you know of something earlier, August 21st, which just so happens coincidentally to be the day before this position was starting, that he may or may not have been offered. And they're trying to keep that secret. Why would they be trying to keep it secret if they didn't offer it to him, you guys? That makes no sense. So those are my ideas. Now let's chat. Okay, where are we at? We're just at under 20 minutes because I did want to keep it kind of short. I want to see if we can keep it like between half an hour and 40 minutes. So I am so curious about that photograph, Heavenly Clouds. Which picture is it, if you can describe it? Oh, hey, Asget Industries. Cool. Hello, nice to meet you. Thanks for popping in. And awesome work on the 3D model that made it to News Nation. I'm so happy for you guys. That's incredible. I'm really happy to see you here. The one supposedly off a video in a store that looks more like Sammy's build. You guys, I don't buy that that's Sammy. I know I've seen everybody tear that picture apart. I think that I'm in a different camp. So it's okay. It's okay to disagree. It's okay to have different opinions. And we're all free to do that and run with them as far as we want. And some of us, we're all going to be wrong at times. So that's just my opinion. Is I've seen people tear that photo up. I can see their points, but I think that is Kylie. I think it's a great photo. I think she looks amazing, right? Whoever it is, they look amazing. So James Fry out of town, very suspicious. Yeah, when something crazy is happening and you just want to bail, like you just don't want to be there. If any of my suspicions have truth to them, hold water, that this was planned, then of course he was giving it the green light, but also he would not want to be affiliated with it. I was out of town, like OJ when he tried to be out of town when he did the thing that he allegedly did to Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman. You wait until after you're out of town, not when you're in the process of leaving town. Anyway, it was the picture with her black top and blue jeans. See, I think those are the green Dickies. And yeah, it's just, the lighting gets funky. I mean, the computers do weird things, surveillance cameras do weird things, our hair does weird things. I mean, it's hard to say. Like the camera gives a lot of optical illusions. Like, yeah, her thighs look big in those pants in those photos, and we know that she was so slender. But I think it's just the cut of the pants and the angle of the camera and all that weird stuff. Where did he travel? Kiki Ray, I would like to know. I do not know. Does anybody have an idea? Just the one. Her hair is not as long as Kylie's. I know, but the camera does the weirdest thing to your hair. I'm telling you guys. It makes mine look like popsicle sticks and cobwebs and all kinds of funky stuff. Like the camera does weird stuff to your hair. So I could see where the camera would make it look shorter. I could see where there'd be so many split ends that somebody decided just to clean it up and airbrush it a little so that it didn't look like she had straggly hair. I don't know. Anyway, or maybe it's Sammy. Squirrels on Fire questions, the one I mentioned too. Yes, good point, Zena. Thank you. True, doing this project with Van was not easy. Well, you guys really did an amazing job, an absolutely amazing job. So, yeah, thank you. And that step from the kitchen to the living room, from the living room to the kitchen, that's just craziness. I had a big problem with the timeline. Yeah, well, I think they kept changing the timeline because when you commit a crime, the first thing you want to do is obfuscate. Is that how you say that word? I've never used it. You want to obstruct the timeline, right? You want to throw the timeline off because the timeline is how they're going to figure out who did what when. So if they have the wrong timeline, they're never going to figure shit out. I mean, shite, right? So that's the first rule of thumb in crime committing, you guys. Not that I've ever done this, right? First thing you do is you F up the timeline. That's the first thing you do. That's like criminal behavior 101. Mess up the flippin' timeline. And as much of that first 24 hours, the first 48 hours that you can eliminate, the better, right? So like say Scott Peterson, when he did what he did to Lacey Peterson, he waited a full 24 hours before he pretended that he suddenly realized she was missing. That was smart in one aspect. I mean, of course, it's stupid to commit crimes, but he knew to take that first 24 hours out of the picture. And in this Idaho 4, we have the first 12 hours at least completely taken out of commission. Gone forever. Gone forever. Oh my goodness. The notion that sororities would pimp anyone out is absurd. Right. Who in the heck are you, D22, William 22? Parents find out they would be heel to pay, they'd be sued. I'm not talking about like actual physically doing tricks, okay? But I have no idea who you are, and you're kind of giving me the creeps. So, let's see. Was it cannibalism in the state of Washington? Okay, they're gone, you guys. They're gone. And it's not because he's putting out a different opinion, if it is a him, whoever it is. It's because I don't know him. I think I've seen that handle once or twice, and he's been creepy before. It's been creepy before. But I'm not saying that they were having them turn tricks. I'm using the word pimping very loosely. I'm using it like Playboy Bunny magazine, right? That, I mean, again, you guys know that my favorite book is Catcher in the Rye. I kind of got that from Holden Caulfield. He uses that word for everybody. Like his brother was a writer for Hollywood movies, so he was pimping himself out writing Hollywood movies. That's a Catcher in the Rye thing. And it's gotten really big lately, you know, Pimp My Ride, all that stuff. Anyway, I'm not saying that there's tricks being turned, period. I am not suspicious of that at all. That is absurd. And yeah, I'm happy that that person brought that up to clarify, and I'm also happy to be done with them because yuck, 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 yuck. Um, let's see. Oops, sorry. This is why I usually do this stuff after. Okay, so they're just in a timeout. See, once you block somebody, you can't ever unblock them. So I don't know how long that timeout lasts, and I might just be done with them because they're trolling. They're freaking trolling. And like I said, the thing with trolls is that they just want to take your time and attention. And goodness, how long did you guys time it? How long did that take out of my brain? And I'm so sorry that it took it out of all of your brains. Was it cannibalism in the state of Washington? Elizabeth Peters, what are you talking about? Yikes. Are you talking about with that in 1988 Thurston County Sheriff 20-year conviction? Is the Titanic thing that I was talking about a few days ago? Because I believe that the C word that you use is part of the Titanic ritual stuff. I do believe that that's the case. Ahoy, Alice, Dennis, Heavenly Kiki et al. Stevie Irwin, you are so far ahead of me now, y'all. Duty Ron had a tech guy on the show to the crime scene just like it happened, dead guy and all. I was shocked. It is exactly what the jurors need to see, but they won't be able to hear sounds in the house. Oh man, I know. Aren't we all just celebrating the Alex Murdaugh conviction? What is it? 2 life sentences? And now his other son, Buster, and that Steve Smith, is that the kid's name that was murdered a while back? Yeah, so sad. But thank goodness Alex Murdaugh did not get away with the murders yet. You guys, I fear that he will appeal and get off on a technicality. That's what these people do. And he's kind of got a foot in the door with this whole court system there, you know, that whole family. So I pray that I'm incorrect. I pray that I'm inaccurate, but that's my fear, is that he'll make an appeal and get off on a technicality after we're also relieved that the world is safer with him behind bars for the rest of his life. All the true crime shows people would get smarter on trying to commit crimes. Hey, Angie Chafin, welcome. Sometimes I am concerned about that. Like, I don't want to give anybody ideas. So there are things that I don't say simply because of that. Laugh out loud. Zena, are you laughing about this freaking troll? Man, it's so annoying. You know, it's fine. I want all of you guys to know that you are more than welcome to disagree and question anything, right? With me. Like, go ahead, please disagree, question anything. I don't have all the truth and knowledge. I don't. I have a lot of truth and knowledge and skill. I have a lot of personal experience. I have a lot of real life experience. I have a lot of knowledge from inside tracks with other folks that I know. but it's different all the time. And there's things that I miss. So please don't ever feel like I'm some kind of Nazi that's not going to allow people to challenge me. I want you to challenge me, but I don't want you to troll me. I don't want you to waste my freaking time and put words in my mouth, which is one thing that trolls love to do, is say, oh, well, if you're saying this, then you're automatically saying that. So, for instance, when I was using the word pimping, talking about OnlyFans, simply talking about the photographs, simply talking about the fees that people pay to see those photographs. And then that individual was trying to say that I was accusing the universities of being brothels, like the sororities. Like, no, my brain had not ever even gotten to that level. Okay. I mean, anything's possible, but no, that's not even close to where my head is. So I just want you guys to know that I'm open to other people's ideas, but when people are being trolls, you can tell. That person was rude. I agree with your take about the university dealings. Right. And the other thing that I believe about trolls is that they are sent out on a mission to protect their fort, so to speak, right? So I immediately think that that's what they're doing. They're coming out to fight for the sororities, to say that I'm wrong, and then to accuse me of what? Slander? No, no. If you have reason to believe something is true and you say it, it's not slander. If you have reason to believe something is true and you write it, it's not libel. It's only slander or libel if you're making crap up simply for the sake of making it up to trash someone's reputation, like for fun, because people do that, and that's illegal. Okay. Gosh, dang it. Thanks for the support. Angie, probably aware, but if profiting, would they say it was going on? Of course not. And then they'd be paying off the other institutions to have it all be smooth, right? Get rid of trolls. I know, who's got time for that? But I do think we can learn something from them. I do think that it can be kind of a springboard for like having that discussion, right? Profiting with all the funds they are getting for attending school. Well, and universities and colleges have been in trouble financially for a long time. And then COVID happened and made it even worse. The whole brick and mortar thing is very expensive to run. And it's just getting harder and harder. Some schools are closing and none of them want to, of course. Caleb, I did not do a screenshot, but maybe one of my mods is in the background and did. I gotta go. I will watch the rest later. Great live. Well, thanks so much for coming in. So nice to meet you. That's awesome. Have a great day. And thanks for saying goodbye too. So, did we get a screenshot first? See, that's always smart. Have a nice day. Stevie Irwin says, I wonder if Buster killed the gay guy. Well, it sounds like Buster had a romantic relationship with him, and it sounds like he did, in my opinion. Sometimes these troll accounts are linked to suspects, just saying 100%, 100%, or maybe a weird canary eaten police chief. Murdoch told the judge he is innocent. LOL. Murdoch dynasty is done. Well, I hope so. I hope so. I mean, one of the good things that this whole Murdoch trial has done for our country is to demonstrate how easy it is for these privileged families and people born into these privileged families to get away with murder. I mean, look at Paul with Mallory Beach, the boating accident that happened. I don't know what year. Was it like 2017? Somewhere around there. You guys know the 6 teenagers that went out on the boat, and then Paul, it sounds like, decided to just like go full throttle, crashed into the what do you call it, like the pillar, the thing of the barge, the thing for the bridge. And then, I mean, a couple of those kids were really damaged with Connor on his face and the girl with her hand. I mean, serious, serious injuries. But then Mallory was missing for how many days before they found her? And then he was like laughing at Mallory's boyfriend. And then he was trying to say that Connor was the one driving the boat. And then his father decides to freaking 3 days before a hearing. My guess is because his father didn't want the financial responsibility that was going to come with his son getting found guilty of any wrongful death, right? That would be a lot of freaking money, So he kills his freaking son. Okay, this is exactly why I haven't been paying attention to the trial. But now that it's over, I'm okay to like look at some of it now that there's some justice. I was so afraid there was not going to be. And like I said, still, I fear that there'll be an appeal and a technicality. And then double jeopardy where you can't be retried for homicide. I sure hope not. Okay. Now dump truck E-way next. Yeah, I hope so. I'm so glad that these people on the internet are going after these people so hard. And remember what I was saying on Friday about if you had done something like this and you're trying to cover it up, you're spinning all these different stories to try to match the evidence that people are finding, Dylan. And then these people just won't stop with pointing out your discrepancies, and you think you got away with it. You're being protected by these almighty, powerful people and institutions. So you think you're going to be good. And then you got these annoying people on the internet with no life, no hobbies that just won't stop. And you want to say, well, why do they even care? And we care because we care about people. We care about our communities. We care about safety. We care about justice. We care about peace. I mean, it's really simple. How do you even entertain a reasonable discussion about frat house sororities being some sort of parental safe haven? Oh, Stevie. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I mean, frat houses and the freaking gang sexual assaults. I mean, historically, you guys, it's so disgusting. It's so freaking disgusting. It makes me want to vomit. Okay. Nice point, Stevie. Thank you. Yeah, they're safe. It's cool. It's all good. Like, all they do is bake cookies and have picnics, teddy bears and puppies and rainbows. So maybe it is sorority troll protecting them, trying, but yeah. I mean, of course, as soon as I say these words, I know that they're going to come after me with their freaking daggers, which is why I try to say it more subtly. And then when I say it more subtly, people aren't quite sure what I'm trying to say. So then I just got to spit it out. Okay, so maybe it is sorority troll. Yes, I think so. Good morning. I came across some concerning information from St. Marie's. Okay, tell Rachel Smith. St. Marie's is where Corporal Brett Payne and his brother Kyle Payne are from. And then there's the St. Marie's Hospital. Is that where the coroner with the last name Funk is affiliated with, the guy that some people think could be related to Bethany Funk? But St. Marie's is a town in it's in Idaho, about 90 minutes from Moscow, and that's where those two Payne brothers are from. So yeah, I'm really curious, Rachel Smith. Stevie, St. Marie's, Idaho, Brett Payne, wolf hunting and financial debt. Oh, goodness. Did you guys see Crime Stories Obsessed UK put out a video this morning about her horrible, horrendous, hideous experience dealing with an ex-boyfriend that was a police officer and was completely insane? She did a really good job of sharing this very personal information, and it's important I think for people to know these things are not that uncommon. Guys in uniform know that chicks like guys in uniform. It's one of the reasons they go into the profession. And they know if they want, they can pretty much get anybody they want. Because chicks love guys in uniform. I mean, an officer and a gentleman. It's a thing. It's a thing. Okay, let's see. Gay guy, his name was Stephen Smith. Yeah, thank you, Tiffany Crockett. Did I just call him gay guy? That's terrible. I'm so sorry if I did. Because I had said Stephen Smith earlier, I think I got his name right. But anyway, so yes, Stevie, St. Marie's, Idaho, Brett Payne, wolf hunting, financial debt. And yeah, the finances, it's always follow the money. He will still be tried for all the other 99 financial crimes that he openly pled guilty to. So he's still gone even if they appeal. Well, that's a nice security to hold on to, Tiffany Crockett. But believe me, these lawyers are crafty and they invent all kinds of new loopholes that have never been seen or discovered before. So I don't think we should be overly confident that he's safely locked away for life. Rachel Smith, you guys, I'm late, but here, sassafras, hello. Guys in uniform have badge bunnies chase them. Thank you, Annie Ruler. I forgot the term badge bunny. That is hilarious. That is what they call them. Not fun being their wives. Are you married to somebody in uniform, Annie Ruler, or were you? Yeah, guys in uniform, police specifically have a very high divorce statistic, much higher than normal. And no, I said gay guy, LOL. It was a description as I didn't know his name. Okay, cool. Yeah, I wouldn't want to call somebody that. I would more readily say something a little bit more politically correct, like guy who's not straight. I like that, right? Guy who's not straight. That works. Okay. So you guys, where are we at? We're at 42 minutes. So let's go ahead and wrap up. We'll plan for our normal 9:30. I appreciate you guys so much. Please hit that thumbs up, share, subscribe if you feel so inclined. Let me just do a quick recap of the things that we will continue to discuss tomorrow. So you guys can noodle it overnight, sleep on it. Was San Jose Battalion Chief disabled me from abuse, recently broke neck and back, his karma. Wow, I remember you mentioning something about that, Annie Ruler. Yuck. Yeah, these people are they're power drunk. That's a term we haven't used, and that applies here. These people are power drunk, like the sergeants in in Pullman and Wazoo, not able to keep their thing in their pants. They are power drunk. Okay. It's a really good term to hold on to because it's the truth. You might like the uniform until you learn everything that comes with the badge. Yeah. It's a lot of BS. I am not politically correct. I kind of make a joke of being politically correct because it's just when that whole thing started in the early 90s, to me it was a joke. It's like, come on. I'll replay what I missed. And thank you, Zena, for a great video. You're welcome. Sassafras was tracking the Clara bullying incident from 2 years ago, and his account popped up. He hates hippies and wanted to wear the wolf to U of I. Oh, are there hippies at U of I? Because I know it's like a hip place, so that wouldn't surprise me. Even something as innocuous to me as the little neon signs that say good vibes, that's kind of a hippie thing to say. So that's a whole nother layer. That is a whole nother layer. So real quick, I'm just going to recap about the girls getting a lot of attention and James Fry pointing that out and him being allegedly out of town, but possibly at the Corner Club at 1:30 in the morning on that same day of November 13th. Did Dylan call Bethany when she called everyone inside the house when she was concerned and then not concerned and then frozen in her frozen shock phase and then not in her frozen shock phase and originally going to sleep on the second floor, but then not saying where she later was sleeping, not originally? And then what if the criminal defendant worked for the Pullman PD and they've been keeping it secret all this time, you guys? What if they offered him that job that started on August 22nd? And what a coincidence that he got pulled over for the first time in Moscow for, what was it, a minor traffic violation, like not wearing his seatbelt on August 21st. Let's see, where else are we? Amazing how my anxiety from him was released a little bit upon the news. Yes, absolutely. My nephew has been a cop for about a year. He's still single. Yeah, and he's a rookie. And the hard thing about being a rookie is that the power drunk supervisors that have authority over you will make you do things like illegal things. They'll make you sign falsified statements for court documents because they need it and they don't want to put their name on it. So, yeah, I wish him the best of luck. And I really appreciate anybody who is going to do a job like that and fight for the safety of strangers. I think it's one of the most noble professions there is. I really do. So the thing I started out with about not processing the crime scene quickly, as if there is no hurry, and then how that parallels itself to Michael Brown in Ferguson. I think that was almost 9 years ago. And he was left laying in the street for 8 hours after he was shot. So it's to humiliate this person. It's to make an example of this person. It's really to hang the person out to dry. It's really to show off. It reminds me of like a cat bringing the owner it's a mouse or a dead bird or snake on the doorstep. It's like, here's a gift for you. Like, you would think that the cat would want to eat the thing that it killed, but no, it wants to show it off to the owner. Okay. And then the whole thing with the time frame. Let's talk more about the time frame tomorrow, you guys. Thanks so much for joining me. I appreciate you guys so much. Sending you light and love. Make sure you take really good care of yourself. Have a lot of healthy food and stay hydrated. Hopefully you can get some good exercise and sunlight, sunshine, fresh air, and just fill your life with people around you that you respect, who respect you, and who are kind, and always be kind. And eat, pray, love. And there's some other things too. Remind me what I like to try to remind us all. Let's see. There's a couple of basic ones I missed in the beginning, I think, with the exercise, hydration, nutrition. I don't know. I'm fried. Weekend's almost over. I say TGIF, but really in my life, ever since I had kids, I'll be honest, it's TGI Monday. Okay. I just shared my big secret with you guys. Okay. So yeah, Elizabeth Peters, I wish your nephew all the luck. And yeah, he'll definitely be able to hook up with a hot chick. So hopefully he won't abuse the power of that, and he'll find somebody that he really cares about and that really cares about him. Was Dylan really beaten up? I don't think so, Heavenly Clouds. I think that whole thing was just a story from that Justin character. I think that everything that Justin said is pretty much bogus, but Justin might be Papa Roger. It's just another curveball, another troll. Justin's a troll, right? My cat brought me a bird, but it wasn't dead. It flew up and hit me in the face. Oh man, crazy cat. Yeah, it was a rumor. And be with who you respect and who respects you. Exactly. It makes such a difference. If you allow yourself to hang out with people that you don't respect or don't respect you, your mental health will go to hell in a handbasket. We can talk more about that another time. That's like huge. Never allow people to be near you that don't respect you, and don't allow yourself to be around people that you don't respect. Just say no. All right. On that, peace out, you guys. Thanks again, and sending you light, peace, and love. Have a great rest of your weekend.